Have you ever wondered why New York City, once a bustling metropolis, is experiencing a significant population decline? New York City, the symbol of dreams and opportunities, is witnessing a trend that has left many puzzled. The city's population has been dwindling at an alarming rate. The Big Apple, as it's fondly known, has been losing its shine and its people. In 2023 alone, the city bid farewell to nearly 78,000 of its residents. This is not a negligible number by any means. It's a significant chunk of the city's vibrant citizenry, a city that was once teeming with life, with people rushing about their day, working in towering skyscrapers, dining in world-class restaurants, and reveling in the city's nightlife, is now seeing a noticeable decline in its population. Interestingly, this exodus is most evident in the city's affluent areas. Midtown and Lower Manhattan, the neighborhoods that once attracted high-paying professionals from various fields, including engineers, accountants, and lawyers, are witnessing a steep drop in numbers. These neighborhoods have always been the lifeblood of the city, buzzing with economic activity and foot traffic. But now, foot traffic in these areas has decreased by a whopping 33%. This isn't just a decline, it's a substantial shift, a transformation of the city's character. To put it in perspective, estimates suggest a total loss of almost 700,000 residents over 4 years. That's nearly 9% of the city's total population. A city that was once bursting at the seams is now seeing its streets and avenues grow quieter and less crowded. This population decline has had ripple effects across the city's landscape. Iconic hotels now serve as migrant shelters. Many small mom-and-pop stores, the heart and soul of neighborhoods, even in wealthy areas like the Upper West Side, have had to permanently lower their shutters. So, what's causing this mass exodus from the city that once never slept? The rise in crime rates is one of the key factors driving people away. As we delve deeper into the reasons behind this mass exodus from the Big Apple, the crime factor comes into sharp focus. In recent years, New York City has experienced a significant uptick in crime rates, and it's not just the numbers that are concerning. The nature of these crimes is also raising eyebrows and setting off alarms for residents. Take shoplifting, for example. It's not just a petty crime anymore, but has become a rampant issue. Once bustling shopping districts now echo with the tales of thieves who brazenly walk out of stores with stolen merchandise in broad daylight. This surge in shoplifting has not only led to substantial losses for businesses, but has also instilled a sense of insecurity among the locals. The streets that once thrived on the city's vibrant pulse now seem to be under a cloud of fear. The quality of life, once synonymous with the allure of the city, has taken a hit. Residents no longer feel safe, and the city that never sleeps now keeps many awake at night, anxious and concerned. But it's not just about the personal safety of individuals or their property. It's about the collective sense of security, the social fabric that holds a community together. When this trust is eroded, it can lead to a ripple effect of negative consequences. People start questioning their decision to live in a city where they don't feel safe. They begin to weigh the cost of living, the opportunities, the challenges, and the risks. And for many, the scales have tipped in favor of leaving. They pack their bags, bid adieu to the city they once called home, and head towards safer shores. Yet it's important to remember that crime is just one piece of the puzzle. It's a significant piece, no doubt, but it's not the only one. There are other factors at play, gnawing at the city's vitality, contributing to this downward spiral. But it's not just the rise in crime that's causing this migration. Let's delve into the economic impact of this exodus in our next segment. The decline in population isn't just affecting residents, it's hitting businesses hard too. Imagine, if you will, the bustling streets of Midtown and Lower Manhattan. Once teeming with activity, these neighborhoods have seen a staggering 1/3 decrease in foot traffic. That's a reduction of 1/3 in potential customers, 1/3 in potential sales, and ultimately it represents 1/3 less economic activity. Now let's put this into perspective. Every person who leaves the city takes their purchasing power with them. They're no longer buying groceries at the local store, they're not dining out in restaurants, they're not catching a show or picking up that morning coffee on their way to work. It's a ripple effect that starts with one person and ends up impacting an entire economy. Small businesses, the backbone of any thriving city, have been hit particularly hard. These mom-and-pop stores, once a charming and integral part of neighborhoods like the Upper West Side, are shutting their doors permanently. The decrease in customers, combined with the high costs of running a business in the city, has made it simply unsustainable for many of them to continue. Even iconic hotels, symbols of New York's glamour and allure, have not been immune to the economic downturn. These grand establishments, once filled with tourists and business travelers, now serve as migrant shelters. It's a stark and undeniable sign of the economic times, but it's not just about the here and now. This economic impact has long-term consequences too. Lower economic activity means less tax revenue for the city, which in turn means less money for public services like schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. It's a vicious cycle that feeds into itself, creating a situation that's not just difficult to reverse, but that also discourages new residents from moving in. The economic downturn is yet another reason for the population decline. And as we'll see in the next scene, it's not just the everyday folks who are leaving, it's the professionals too. High-paying professionals are leaving the city for greener pastures. This is the stark reality that New York City is grappling with today. We're not just talking about a few folks here and there. The exodus is significant, especially from affluent areas like Midtown and Lower Manhattan, where the city's engineers, accountants, and lawyers once thrived. It's a phenomenon that's hard to ignore. The city, once a bustling hub of professionals, is slowly seeing a decrease in foot traffic, particularly in these areas. In fact, the drop is so significant it's estimated to be around 33%. This isn't just a number. It's a testament to the decline in economic activity, the pulse that once kept the city vibrant and alive. Now let's break it down a bit. Who are these professionals and why does their departure matter? Well, they're the city's high rollers, the high-paying jobs that not only contribute significantly to the economy, but also add to the city's allure. Their migration to other cities in the south doesn't just result in a decrease in population. It's a blow to the city's economic backbone. The figures are quite startling. Nearly 78,000 residents bid adieu to the city in 2023 alone. Looking at the bigger picture, estimates suggest a total loss of almost 700,000 residents over 4 years. That's close to 9% of the city's total population. That's almost 1 in every 10 people. This professional exodus isn't happening in a vacuum, it's a domino effect. As these professionals leave, businesses are also taking a hit. Iconic hotels are now serving as migrant shelters, and mum-and-pop stores, even in wealthy areas like the Upper West Side, are shutting down permanently. The departure of these professionals is more than just a population decrease. It's a shift in the city's identity, its very essence. The city that never sleeps is now facing a wake-up call it can't ignore. So, what does all of this mean for the future of New York City? The decline in New York City's population marks a significant shift. This is not just a change in numbers, but a shift in the very character and dynamic of the city. The future of New York City, given this trend, may look very different from the bustling metropolis we know today. Let's picture this. The city that never sleeps may transform into a quieter urban landscape, with fewer crowds, and perhaps a slower pace of life. The decrease in foot traffic could mean a shift in the way businesses operate, possibly leading to more emphasis on online commerce and fewer brick-and-mortar stores. The iconic skyline of Midtown and Lower Manhattan might see less light in the evenings as office spaces remain vacant due to the professional exodus. However, it's not all doom and gloom. Challenges often bring about innovation and adaptation. This population decline might spur a reimagining of the city. Perhaps more affordable housing will emerge, attracting a new demographic of residents. The city could also become a hub for remote workers, as more professionals opt to work from home. Moreover, the city's infrastructure might evolve to accommodate these changes. With fewer people and less congestion, there could be more room for green spaces, pedestrian zones, and bike lanes. Public transportation might be less crowded, making commutes more comfortable. Yet the city will also face significant challenges. The decline in economic activity could lead to budget shortfalls, affecting everything from public services to infrastructure maintenance. The city will need to find new ways to generate revenue. Additionally, the perception of New York City as a vibrant, pulsating hub of activity and opportunity could change. The city's image, its appeal to tourists and newcomers, will need to adapt to this new reality. As we look ahead, it's clear that the future of New York City is a complex puzzle. It's a story of change and adaptation, of challenges and opportunities. The Big Apple is changing, and only time will tell how it will adapt to these challenges.